Jake, can you kind of give us your overview of a kind of a heavyweight fight? You punched first, they bounced back, and then you were able to lock it down in the third. What did you like about your third way more than maybe the second?
Well, let's go back to the start of your question. I liked the first, how we came out. I think the shots were 10-2 at one point. We were able to build a lead on the back of, getting pucks behind a D-core and capitalizing on a power play. The second, we just thought there were moments where we could be better in. There were a couple that we had pucks on our tape that we felt we could make a better play with. But we also know that it was going to be a tight game coming in. It's one of the league's elite teams, and that's how we approached the third period. Come out, play our game. We wanted that to be our best period. I thought there were a lot of real positive signs. It was a well-played game by both teams. Could have went either way, and fortunately went for us.
Emotional game, obviously, end the first of the fight, start the second with the fight. There's a little bit of scrums and kind of had everything tonight, a little bit of a playoff vibe in January.
Yeah, I thought and I think that's great too. I think that's the quality of a team that's been in the Stanley Cup final for the last 3 years. If they come out and they play a period where they feel it's devoid of emotion, they look to create it. And I know the last game we played in Tampa, we had some physicality to our game, and our team was ready for that tonight. Our team answered the bell. Our power play answered the bell tonight. I was quite happy, with our response. And for me, that is the sign of a good team. When there is no emotion, they look to create it. They have certain people that go out and do that. We were aware of it. We were prepared for it. And going back to the third period that we played in LA where we didn't win the game, I think it's a positive step forward, and we can learn from a team like Tampa.
Jay, just to follow up on that question, with your team kind of ahead 2-0 and really seemingly in control of the game, were you okay with the timing of those two fights?
Yeah, like I said, I think that's part of their script. We were prepared for it. If you looked, to me, it started with the penalty they took on McDavid. And the first, we felt that, that probably could have been a 4-minute penalty with the slew foot. That was not called. But our power play went out and stung them immediately. So that's a positive. That's a form of toughness. We thought Evander Kane got hit from behind. He got hit right on the numbers in front of their bench, and that kind of started something there. The fight at the start of the second period was a spontaneous thing. And what I'm proud of is that our team stuck together. Our team answered the bell in numerous ways. We knew it was coming, and we were ready for it, and we went out and executed. I don't think it took away from our team play. It didn't, in the end, the right team found the 2 points at the end of the night.
You mentioned the penalty on McDavid, the maroon play on him. McDavid doesn't really need a whole lot to kind of get going, but did you sense after that it just kind of took him to another level tonight even?
Yeah. I mean, there aren't too many nights when he isn't playing at an exceptionally high level. I thought, I thought their big boys responded to some of their role players trying to create emotion in the game. I thought their big boys kind of responded in the second period. And in the end, I liked how our big boys responded in the third period. And we found good shifts, momentum generating shifts. The best player in the world found a way to score the game winner.
It seemed, sorry, just one more for me, Spec. Derek Ryan seemed to really have a lot of ice time and responsibility in that third period. Why did you give him that, and what did you think of the way he kind of...
Yep, goes back to using our eyes. Thought he was playing a really good game. I think he makes a lot of subtle plays. He has 100% trust of his teammates and coaching staff when he goes on the ice. He can take face-offs. He's good on the wall. He can play in the middle. He can play on the wing. He's a Swiss Army knife for our team, and he earns every second of ice time he gets.
So you win another third period here. there's been times this year when your team's been maybe a little fragile, give up some goals, and you can't kind of stop the momentum.
Yep.
It's the opposite now. What do you think's changed?
I think this group, this team, is learning the nuances of what it takes to close out a game. I think on this, you know, some of the games we've played here in this stretch, I really like the game back-to-back in Vegas, where they kind of punched back at times, but we just kind of did our thing. I don't think anyone is taking their foot off the gas, so to speak. We're checking in the other team's end, and we're showing some maturity to our game. This year's team is showing that, and we're going to need it as we go forward.
So you have Stuart Skinner heading to an all-star game. You've got Jack Campbell's found his game here. Just a good position for a head coach to be in moving forward with two choices like this?
Yeah, isn't it nice? I think it's, you know, we talk about using our eyes. I think there was a stretch of games there where Stuart was commanding the net. He was commanding it and forcing the coaching staff's hand at who was going to take the net with his play. He's made the all-star team. Question for you guys, I don't know this, I didn't look it up today, but when's the last time an Edmonton Oiler goaltender has played in the all-star game? He's a rookie goaltender. Isn't that great? Isn't that a win for our scouts? Isn't that a win for our development team? Isn't that a win for his goalie coaches and Sylvain Rodrigue and Dustin Schwartz that have helped him get to that point? I think it's a great thing for our organization. When's the last time? Tomorrow morning, you guys are going to give me that answer. But I think that's great. But in each one of those starts that he got, he earned them. And for the coaching staff, we just were trying to use our eyes at making those decisions. Equally important is the amount of work that Jack Campbell's put in when he wasn't playing. So when this opportunity presented itself, he's ready for it. And I'm proud of him. And he's a great teammate, and he's earning every start that he gets.
Jay, the evolution of the Broberg-Bouchard pairing, what have you kind of thought of that tonight and maybe in the last few games before?
Yeah, I think they're two young defensemen whose best days are way in front of them. They're learning their footing in the best league in the world. I thought today they were forced to swim in the deep end with one of the best forward groupings in the National Hockey League, a forward grouping that knows how to play the game the right way, and they acquitted themselves nicely. Good, thanks, guys.